Test, 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 test. Can you hear me, Dave? Can you hear me?
No.
Oh, I can't really hear myself. No, Luke's not here. I can hear myself through you, but I can't hear myself. I can only hear myself because I can hear myself reverberating in the truck. I can't hear myself in my ear, and Dave can't hear me.
Okay, now.
Same thing.
I can hear you now.
In the background or properly?
I can hear you, but not great.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Only in the background.
Right.
1, 2, test, test, test. Can you turn your let me turn my comms off. Yeah, I can't hear myself at all. Can you hear me, Dave?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. Dave can hear me.
But not loudly.
There we go, John. That's better. What about now, Dave? Oh.
Keep talking.
1, 2, test, 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 test. 1, 2, test, test.
I can hear you, but it's not loud.
Swap with me, and we'll just... 1, 2, test, 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 test. You talk?
Hey, how you going?
Oh, yeah, okay. Let's see if we can turn this up a bit.
So you're definitely clearer when you're talking. Yeah, that's...
Oh, Jesus.
That's talking out. That feels
lost
lovely.
you now. 1, 2, test, 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 test.
I'm definitely hearing you clearer than I was with those.
1, 2, test, test. You can hear me now?
Yes.
All right, this is better now, I think.
Yep.
Test, test, 1, 2. Not at all.
I can hear you, but not very well.
Not great, because that's not working very well. I'll just have to talk loud, Dave. I'm going to get him to turn that down as well. Luckily, I've got 6 minutes. Okay, this is just another one to add to the list of interesting New Zealand NBL games. A moved court.
Yes.
Leak in the roof. Hello, John.
LL. That People's Choice Award that Ethan won, is that a league-wide thing or is it a Hawke's Bay?
No, it wasn't a basketball thing. I think it's a Hawke's Bay community thing.
Community thing. Okay. Yeah.
Well, did he win it? I know he's nominated.
I saw something about him winning it on social media today.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon basketball from Cal Stadium in Canterbury. Christchurch to Garden City. The Garden City underwater at the moment. Welcome into Cal Stadium, where the Canterbury Rams are preparing to take on the Hawke's Bay Hawks. A very good afternoon to you. Hugh Bain here alongside former Canterbury Ram, former Hawke's Bay Hawk, former Tall Black, Dave Langrell. Dave, great to have you here. And well, we'll explain what's been going on in Christchurch a little bit in just a minute's time, but another good crowd assembling here at Cal Stadium for another game of NBL basketball.
Yeah, I think it's the third or fourth sellout on the road down here at Carl's. I always love playing here. It's obviously a smaller gym and great atmosphere, and yeah, excited to watch the game today. The
court, you may notice watching at home, is lying heavy with some decals a little bit off centre. That's because, due to the storm in Christchurch over this weekend, there's a bit of a leaky roof situation, so the court has been shifted about, I'd say about 5 metres, maybe 2 or 3 metres one way to avoid a couple of drips coming down from the roof. The rain has held off at the moment in Christchurch, so all is go right now here at Cal Stadium, but who knows what can happen. We'll find out. The Hawke's Bay Hawks, of course, coming off a close loss to the Nelson Giants last night in the top of the South. They'll be looking to rebound tonight. The Canterbury Rams had a big win over the Franklin Bulls last week. We'll start by having a look at their roster, shall we? Starting for them tonight in the backcourt, the ever-impressive Deshaun Taylor and Captain Sam Smith. EJ Singler on the wing, Quintin Bailey and Alex Talmer in the front court in the absence of Jack Salt. And how badly is that absence felt, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, he's been pretty impressive the first few games. A real shame, obviously, out for a year with the injury last year, and I think he'll be missed. He certainly put down a few huge dunks and they ripped the rims off down here a few times. So, but Alex Talmer is a physical guy, plays hard, and Quintin Bailey I've been really impressed with. So I think they'll hold the fort for him ways away.
For the Hawke's Bay Hawks, a star-studded starting lineup again, the same one that took to the hardwood at the Trafalgar Centre last night. Jerome Rokawa and Ethan Rusbach in the backcourt. Hiram Harris, Devondre Walker and Reese Vague still well documented. Plenty more players still to arrive for the Hawks later in the season. Jerry Kenny, Jordan Hunt, Jordan Hunter. They'll bring Everard Bartlett off the bench.
Yep. So
pretty handy squad for the Hawks on this road trip, and they'll be looking to bounce back from that loss last night, Dave.
Yeah, close one for sure. And yeah, Hiram Harris is a real key for me. He's a super talented guy and just does a lot of things to help the team. Rebounds great and leads the break and great passer. He was pretty impressive last night against the Hawks. Maybe 25, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. And so, yeah, look to him to, he's probably going to have a bit of a size match against a couple of the guys playing at the 2 and 3 spot for the Rams tonight.
And one man who always enjoys coming back to this gym to play basketball, Ethan Rusbach, a Christchurch lad who now wears the pinstripes of the Hawke's Bay Hawks and is a fan favourite up in Napier. He likes to come, well, he likes to put on a show wherever he goes, does Ethan, but nowhere more so than here in Christchurch.
Yeah, Ethan is a fan favourite in Christchurch, obviously. He grew up here, he played at Cashmere High School, and you know, he's flitted between, played several seasons with the Rams, but also loves being in the Bay. And he's just a great guy and beloved down here, and you know, he's never shy to get up a quick jump shot. Hopefully he'll find a stroke tonight. Well,
he has found it the last couple of games he's played. He missed one in between, sitting out the game with the Huskies, but a big game against the Airs for 33 points and a close win. And he had 25 last night against the Giants. Before the season, Dave, in fact, we did the anonymous coaches poll, and all 10 coaches had the Rams in the top 4. They were the only team that all 10 coaches agreed would be in the top 4. Currently sitting 7th with a 3-3 record. What is the feeling like among Rams fans and former players, etc., of how they're going this season?
I think, you know, to the astute observer, balance is critical in a basketball team, and they haven't had that quite right yet. You know, when Taylor Britt comes back from the Perth Wildcats and Joe Cook-Green, who's been injured, gets in the mix, that maybe gives them a little bit more lead guard play. EJ Singler is so good without the basketball, moving without the basketball, and such a great knockdown shooter, but you know, he's leading the team in assists currently, so he's playing a role that he's probably not completely accustomed to. So I think as they get that balance right, get Jack back, they're certainly deep, they're well coached. I would expect them to make a run, but yeah, so they're just probably still finding their way.
Well, they found their way onto the hardwood now. As we see our referees, Sean Cronin, Hamish Dale and Taylor Arminson will be donning the whistles in this one. Hawke's Bay Hawks coming off back-to-back losses. Pre-season favourites, or one of the pre-season favourites. But a loss to the Auckland Huskies, followed up by last night's loss to the Nelson Giants, finds them 4-2, sitting in fourth spot at the moment in this heavily congested South NBL ladder. Reece Vade and Quintin Bailey get us underway, and it's Hiram Harris who will control the first possession for the Hawks. Expect the Hawks to look to get Ethan Raspach open early, and he's working hard to get off the ball. There he is, catch and shoot to start the game for Raspach. Can't get it to go, rebounded by Alex Talma. Deshaun Taylor, he's off with his first three ball.
Couple of early threes from both teams.
Make it three as Raspach with a grimace as it doesn't drop. Both teams getting used to the moved hoop, so that pass is just off from Quintin Bailey. As Rokawa drops into Hiram Harris, he fires it over to Alex Talma, who's wearing a different jersey.
Alex Talman's a bit of a man mountain, but he's got a good skill pack and can lead the break. And there he is shooting a three in the corner.
That one doesn't go. Devondre Walker with the board. Both teams looking like they're going to shoot themselves into a bit of rhythm to start this game. Walker to Rokawa. He puts up a three ball. That's short as well. Rebounded by EJ Singler.
Glad we're not all standing up for the start of this game. 0 for 6 to start with.
There you go. Singler drives inside, and it's the two-pointer that gets us underway here at Cal Stadium.
Great take by EJ there.
Sometimes the old way to the best, you know. Yes. Good old-fashioned drive to the hoop. Rewarded for two is Singler. 2-0. The lead as Daron Rokawa skips through. He's fouled.
It's going to be a tough matchup for Sam Smith. Daron is obviously crafty with the ball and has got great foot speed.
Rewarded for two is Singler. See the replay here. 2-0. The lead as Daron Rokawa skips through. He's fouled. And the hard thing about defending him is you never know when he's just going to pull up from mid-range.
Yeah, he's so electric with the ball when he gets into that mid-range, and he can find his own shot with little pull-ups and hesitations.
Had his hands full last night with Hunter Hale, and he's still recovering from a bit of a calf niggle as Hiram Harris bumps off Talma, but too strong with his left hand. Foul called though on Reece Vade, the newest member of the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Push off the ball.
As a coach, you don't mind that. And big guy hitting the glass, just get an offensive rebounding foul. At least he's going hard and trying to get his team an extra possession.
Good matchup to keep an eye on tonight. Off the ball is Ethan Raspach and EJ Singler. Very good friends from their time in Hawke's Bay together in 2019. Here is Singler. Taylor looking to drop it inside to Quintin Bailey. Out it goes, Sam Smith, catch and shoot. Off the back line, rebounded by Walker. The teams are collectively 0 for 6 from beyond the arc as Raspach dashes baseline, drops it off to Harris, and the Hawks are on the board.
Nice little drop off there from Ethan.
Deshaun Taylor trying to find an opportunity inside, drops it to Alex Talma. One step too many there for Talma. Looked like he was getting out with a running left-hand hook and then changed his mind.
Reece Varga's got some good length on him there and sort of stuck close by, and Alex had to change his mind at the last minute, got called for the treble.
Rokawa running downhill. There's that head sell of his, and he'll go the line to convert the three-point play. Daron Rokawa.
Daron always been very good at getting to the foul line. A little bit James Harden-esque there. Leaning in, throws the head back.
Running downhill. There's that
makes the referee make
head sell of his, and he'll go the line to convert the three-point play. Daron Rokawa. Facet to Daron's game.
Yeah, you've got to love him. He plays the game with a great sort of chippiness and a joy about him. He's always smiling and great player.
One of the great characters of the league. Here's EJ Singler firing it over to Deshaun Taylor. Imports matched up on each other with Devondre Walker looking after him. Shakes off Walker. Fires it out to Singler, whose three ball drops. And the Cal Stadium crowd get into that one.
The Rams certainly need more of that. That's a great deep penetration from Deshaun Taylor and finding the best shooter in the game. EJ Singler's got such a great stroke on that catch and shoot. That's a shooting drill shot for him, and going to knock that down a lot.
Reese Vega, a couple of feet behind the three-point line, can't get it to go. As Jono Jansen gets ready to check into this one. Derek Albertson into the game, gets Rokawa to bite, fires it over to Singler. He puts it on the floor, into the lane, but with his right hand, and EJ Singler has 5. Here's Harris, skipping into the lane, going straight over to Sean Taylor. And it's called an offensive foul on Hiram Harris. Good defensive positioning from Taylor.
Yeah, it's a brave step up there from Deshaun. Big unit coming at him. Great effort on defense.
So an early 2-point lead here in the first quarter for the Canterbury Rams, and another great bumper crowd here at Cal Stadium. A Cal Stadium under siege from the elements at the moment as Albertson pulls up from mid-range. The rebound fortunately falls to Quintin Bailey, and he capitalises with a two-hand flush.
Nice little shuffle cut action to a double away screen there for EJ. He's just scored 5 straight, and it's a good action to run to try and get him.
How about Alex Talma picking Jerome Rokawa's pocket at half court. Great work from the big man as Deshaun Taylor wants a bit of space cleared out for him. He looks at the mismatch of Reese Vague, up with the right hand. Devondre Walker rushes over to get the rebound.
I think you could watch this game 100 times over and never see Alex Talma take it away from Jerome Rokawa on the backcourt again.
Exactly
so
what I was thinking.
Certainly one for the books.
Devondre Walker almost losing possession. Basket won't count. He's fouled on the floor.
Devondre Walker, a great athlete, a bit of a specimen out there. Look forward to seeing him get on the glass for his team.
Clifton Bush, former Canterbury Ram, sings Devondre Walker's praises as one of the best shooters he's ever seen in a Hawks uniform, which is certainly high praise.
That's high praise from Super Bush. It's good.
Walker, catch and shoot. Will he prove Clifton's point? Not on this occasion. Deshaun Taylor going straight at Jono Jansen and finishing through him.
Like the Rams' intent at the start of this game, have been attacking hard, getting 2 feet in the paint, and created a couple of open jump shots and a couple of good early finishes.
Rokawa down the lane, fouled. Albertson, the culprit. Shooting foul, the call is.
If you're a young guard watching this game, you can learn a lot watching Devondre Rokawa. Once he gets his shoulder and shoe past the defender, he leans in, he spreads his elbows out, creates that contact and forces the referee to make a call when the defense is moving. Really smart, gets himself to the foul line, great free throw shooter, easy points. All the great scorers in the game, you think back to Michael Jordan and Reggie Miller and James Harden, they all have the ability to get to the foul line 8 or 10 times a game and get easy points.
First time out of the game, a media one, and so both teams will talk this over. Kane Hokianga thrust into an acting head coach role with the Hawks head coach Jacob Chance still on duty with the Perth Wildcats as an assistant coach.
Yeah, I spoke to him before the game. I said I need to get some of the calm medicine that he's got. I've watched a couple of his timeouts on TV and he just seems really calm with the guys, and they obviously respect him. He's a highly regarded guy, played in the league for a long time, and he said his assistant coach role has basically been by appointment depending on who's injured currently, helping him out, but he seems like he's doing a great job holding the fort.
A few player assistant coaches around the league. Sam Dempster springs to mind as a player assistant coach, joining a long heralded line of player assistant coaches in the Giants jersey. He's got plenty of knowledgeable players on his team though, Kane Hokianga. Everard Bartlett, probably none more so than Everard Bartlett.
Yeah, I was always joking that Everard's one of the youngest old guys in the league. Feel like he should be 45, but he's probably only 33. A lot of experience, started with Hawke's Bay when he was 17 or 18 under Sean Dennis, I think. And he's certainly beloved in the Bay. He's played a lot of great years there. He was a teammate of mine in 2010.
Wow, one of the great guys in the league as well.
Yeah.
And I loved him in Franklin last year at the Showdown.
Yep.
He's back where he belongs in the Bay in 2021. Speaking of Franklin, they were the last team to turn up in this gym against the Rams, and McDowell will be hoping not to have the same foul issues the Rams had that game. Mr. Sean Taylor tries to find a bit of space down low. Talma for three. Backline, long rebound by Deshaun Taylor. Looks to probe along the baseline, fouled by Devondrick Walker. His first. As the busiest men in the busiest people, I should say, in the evening in the building tonight might be those with towels in hand.
Yes.
As we see them.
There's more than one or two I can see here. There's maybe 7 or 8 of them running around, so hopefully they can keep this court dry and let us watch this great game.
Singler drains the mid-range from the inbound curl. And the Rams with a 13-7 lead.
Great start from EJ Singler. He's had a 3, got to that mid-range jumper out of the inbound, and one good strong take to the hoops. He's really mixing it up.
Great dish from Rokawa to Vague, who finishes.
Ben Constable's checked into the game for the Rams. A real interesting story, not your average basketball path. He's a 31-year-old rookie. Played here in Christchurch, and then extremely bright kid. We'll talk about that a little bit more later.
Singler and Respatch talking to each other after Singler shook off his good mate and then finished as Rokawa just has his way with the Rams defense and finishes right at the rim.
A little bit of a scream for effect after getting that one through goal.
Always great at a road gym when you get nothing back. Here's Ben Constable. Mr. Commonwealth, I call him. He can't get the layup to go this time. The Hawks in transition. Walker sizes up Talma. Can't get the jumper to go. Who comes down with the rebound? Derek Albertson does.
And punch screen and transition from EJ.
Taylor takes some contact. And Rokawa comes down with the board. Singler told to get up by referee Hamish Dale. Rokawa has all the time in the world for his 3 that doesn't go, but Reece Bay gets the board. It will be Canterbury Rams ball. And the flop warning is officially given to Deshaun Taylor.
I'm not sure that was a flop. Sometimes the refs love that flop warning call. Thought he'd played pretty good position, and maybe was unlucky not to get a charge call there. Tadone Rokawa is an interesting one as a scorer. He's probably a little bit better off the dribble when he's in rhythm shooting the ball. And sometimes on the catch and shoot doesn't look. He's got better and better from there, but not quite as natural as his pull-up, which is...
Step back 3 from Deshaun Taylor. I'll tell you when Tadone Rokawa is at his best, when there's about a second on the clock.
Yeah, he's super
whether it's the shot clock or the game clock.
Yep. So
here he is, skipping down the lane, taking some contact, firing it over to Rusbatch in the corner. Off the back iron, rebounded by Singler and then Taylor. And here is Deshaun Taylor. Straight up Main Street. Singler down the lane, a floater, high arc on it. Jono Jansen pulls it down.
great board from Jono Jansen.
And his Tall Blacks debut earlier this year. And here he is, putting the 3 ball up and getting it to go. Timeout called by Mick Downer.
Classic Hiram Harris there. He had a little bit of a mismatch in the post against Exeter, but someone selfish found a great shooter on the weak side with a bullet right hand, weak hand for him. Cross-court pass right in the shooting pocket for Jono Jansen, who's a 40% stroke from 3.
18-14. As the Rams talk it over in their timeout. Minute 47 to go in this first quarter. One of 2 games of basketball happening on this Sunday to finish off round 5 in the NZNBL. Proudly brought to you by GJ Gardner Homes. Manawatu Jets and the Southland Sharks are in action at Fly Palmy Arena as well. With the Sharks coming off a big win in Taranaki last night. 40-point win over the Southland, over the Taranaki Mountaineers.
Yeah, pretty special game for the legacy of the league with this BP Blair.
It was.
His retro uniforms, and obviously Steve McKean, and he's just an absolute legend in our game, and his life touched so many people with the way that, the way that he coached and looked out for people, and yeah, special guy. So it's pretty cool to have his life commemorated there.
Basketball certainly won't be the same at TSB Stadium without Coach sitting in that seat of his under the hoop. Whether it's the Breakers game or an Airs game, he was always there.
As a teenager, I first fell in love with the game here, watching the Rams teams coached by Keith Mayer, and remember I used to love watching Darren Shaw and Brian Vitoli and some of the great players that played on those BP Bears teams that Coach McKean used to bring down.
And Byron was in attendance last night at New Plymouth, which was great to see.
A little bit of token half-court track pressure there to try and slow the Rams' offense from Hawke's Bay out of a timeout. Good change-up.
Jack Exeter out there for the Rams now. As Singler looks inside to Quintin Bailey. Ethan Rusbach does well to disrupt it, but Bailey finishes anyway.
I really like Quintin Bailey. I just think he's a guy who's probably flown under the radar a little bit. He grew up in small town Taranaki in Stratford and went away and played college ball in the States. And just highly impressed with the way that he's played with the Rams. He's versatile, he can shoot the three, he's got good size, nice left-hand jump hook on the post. Great young player.
Jack Exeter with the pass fake and the drive and the finish from the young man. Jack Exeter for 2.
Great take, Jack Exeter.
Haven't seen much of him in 2021. Featured heavily in 2020 on the very young Rams team that contested at the Showdown.
Yeah, I know Mick Downer said he's pretty high on him in practice. Really feels like he's making big strides and learning the game. And sometimes it takes a while when you're a young player to just put that all into action when the lights go on in a game situation.
Deshaun Taylor is fouled by Everard Bartlett. He's got the line to shoot 2. And add to this 6-point lead the Rams have with just over 30 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Big easy, Everard Bartlett with a look of disbelief. He committed a foul there. Yeah, that was a great take by Exeter. Lovely double clutch between two guys to finish.
So Deshaun Taylor at the line, averaging 22, just over 22 points. 5 rebounds and 5 assists so far in 2021.
He's had 2 big fourth quarters in home games. Maybe 18 points in one of the fourth quarters.
That one against the Huskies,
yes.
19 points. I was here for that one.
Yeah.
That was one of the best quarters of basketball we've seen from a player in 2021.
Really lit it up. It was cool to see.
Makes them both.
For people who follow the NBA, he's the first cousin of Quincy Pondexter. Guy who played with the Memphis Grizzlies and some of those great teams with Zach Randolph and Mike Conley. And
Zach Hannon checks in for Taylor. Here's Walker with Exeter on him. Rusbach wide open on the wing. Can't get it to drop. Another grimace of frustration from Ethan Rusbach as Devondre Walker drives and is fouled. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Interesting change up out of the timeout there following the lead of the Hawke's Bay team. Now the last time out when Mick came out in a little 1-2-2 half-court trap and they dropped back to a 2-3 zone. But you don't want to leave Ethan Rusbach open for 3 after 2 passes. So find the shooters when you're zoned up. Zone defense, of course, is when players guard spaces on the floor instead of guarding a player man-to-man or player-to-player.
Big body contact as Hiram Harris and Ben Constable get tangled up, and now they get verbal with each other as well. We saw this a couple of weeks ago between Ben Constable and Josh Selby, or a week ago with the Franklin Bulls.
Ben Constable's not taking a backward step from anyone, and nor is Hiram Harris. So.
2 of the strongest men in the league.
Yeah, Ben is, like I said, had an interesting path. He played Division III college ball in the States on an academic scholarship, really bright guy, and then spent 5 years in South Africa running an NGO there, feeding children, a thing called Fresh Box that he started. I think his partner was doing a PhD in some sort of aid stuff in South Africa. And then he's currently studying an MBA at Oxford University on scholarship, extramurally from New Zealand.
Pretty interesting story as Jack Exeter goes to the line to convert a 3-point play. Yep, then Constable playing your basketball. He played over in the UK as well, did he, whilst studying at Oxford?
Yes, at Oxford. Yeah, coached the team at Oxford University. I think played on it. And, with COVID, obviously classes went online. He decided to come back to New Zealand and has settled back. But, 31-year-old rookie and now is the general manager of North Canterbury Basketball.
Moonlighting as a GM as well.
Yeah, so he's not sitting around playing PlayStation all day, that's for sure.
Great intelligent man to have around Canterbury basketball, that's for sure.
Great work, Jack Exeter. 2 quick buckets and an N1. Made the foul shot. Hasn't put a foot wrong yet.
And the first quarter action comes to an end, and it's the Canterbury Rams who lead by 10, 27-17. It is first quarter time here at Cowell Stadium. The Cowell Stadium, which is holding up to the weather outside with a fair few towels on the floor. Watching as we've had some leaky roof issues here. But it hasn't bothered the home team so far in this one. 27-17 they lead at first quarter time. We'll be back after this short break.
There's a lot to be said about you Kiwis. You like breaking new ground? Best in your field. Stand up for what you believe in. But when it comes to pizza, you can't beat authenticity. Sal's Authentic New York Pizza.
Welcome back to Cowell Stadium and the Sal's NBL coverage, proudly presented by GJ Gardner Homes. The Canterbury Rams lead 27-17 over the Hawke's Bay Hawks after 1 quarter of action, and it's EJ Singler, the former Hawk, leading the way for the Canterbury Rams. Hugh Bainan here with Dave Langrell. He's got 11 points after a quarter, and how do the Hawks stop him, Dave?
Well, he's scored in a variety of ways so far, hasn't he? He's hit a 3. He's had a nice little mid-range J off an inbounds play. He's got to the rim a couple of times. I spoke to him before the game and really encouraged him to be aggressive. I think he's maybe averaging 16 a game, but he's probably someone who needs to average 22, 23 a game for the Rams to be successful. He's all his teammates speak really fondly of him as a consummate professional. He's well-travelled passport, having left college in 2014. He's had 8 years overseas and played in Greece and Germany, Estonia. So true professional. And
Australia, of course.
Australia,
Hawke's Bay Hawks stint leading to a season with the Brisbane Bullets.
Yeah.
And great to see imports returning to our league. It's always a good sign when they come back. And a few this year with Deshaun Knight up in one of the 2 Jets as well.
Steve Adams fans in New Zealand who watch a lot of OKC games will recognise the name Singler. His older brother Kyle, who played 4 years at Duke for Coach K, and was a role player off the bench, small forward in the NBA for 3 or 4 years.
Zach Hannon going to work and finds Alex Talma, who strikes off Reece Magan and finishes with that huge right arm of his.
EJ was telling me before the game his father was the starting quarterback at Oregon State and his mother was a basketball player there, so there's some serious athletic pedigree in the family.
Genes, yep.
Yeah.
Here's Vague. Driving, fouled by Talma. And if there's a knock on Alex Talma, it's 2021, it's staying on the floor and not having to sit with foul trouble.
Yep.
That's his first.
He is a strong human, Alex Talma. He's got a chest to rival Pero Cameron. And sometimes when you're one of the biggest, strongest guys in the league, the refs don't tend to give you a lot of love. Talk to Shaquille O'Neal about that.
Here's Rusbatch trying to get himself going after missing his first 2 shots. He gets that one to go from mid-range.
Great pull-up from Ethan there.
Singler. That's a double dribble from EJ Singler. He smiles it off with a knowing grin.
He was thinking about letting one fly from Steph Curry range there.
We'll take a seat now, will EJ, as Deshaun Taylor comes into the game.
It's an interesting matchup here. Hiram Harris with his size going against Deshaun Taylor, who's a great on-ball defender, but significantly smaller.
Roko hands it off to Rusbatch. Here's Jansen. Harris on the wing. Trying to get Ethan Rusbatch open. He puts the ball on the floor. Picks it up. Fouled by Talma. Clashes into the corporate table, and he'll go to the line to shoot two. 2 quick fouls on Alex Talma.
Great take from Ethan, rolling down the lane with the left hand. Almost had a couple of hors d'oeuvres. Fell into the corporate table. Long-time fans of the New Zealand NBL will know that Ethan's uncle is actually Kenny Perkins, who was a great American with the Rams and the Giants mainly, but also played for North Harbour and the Saints and Otago. Had a long established career in the New Zealand League. He lives here in Christchurch and is married to Ethan's mum's sister.
There's Ethan somehow getting a pass out under duress to Reece Vague, whose 3-ball was off. Here's Talma at the top. Right. Hand it off. No, he won't. He will hand it off to Jack Exeter. Turns down the 3-ball. Burrows into the lane. Off the glass with the left hand. As Reece Vague knocked it off the rim.
Yeah, it was a smart play by Vague there. Of course, you're allowed to do that in the FIBA game. If the ball's up on the rim, you can knock it off. In an NBA game, that would be goaltending.
Always a favourite move of Mika Bikona is Vague a nice baseline spin and finish off the glass.
Yeah, great drop step through there.
Taylor around the Talma screen. Rushback sticks with him. Step back from Taylor, and he gets it to go. And he looks at the Hawks bench as well.
It seems to be his rhythm shot, that little step back going left. It seems the one that's most accurate.
Rokawa stepping through the lane. Can't get his finish to go. Talma with the board. 10-point lead for the Rams. Keeping the Hawks at arm's length. Taylor looking to make it 12, and he does just that.
Timeout.
And he is talking out there to Sean Taylor. As Kane Hukianga calls a timeout. He is letting everyone know in this gym. He even just let us know.
He did know. He did let us know.
That he is feeling it out there.
Yep.
To Sean Taylor.
Yes, Hugh Bainan, you can't guard me. Dave Langrell, you can't guard me either. That's probably true.
He has 12. 5 rebounds, 3 assists. 7:25 to go in the second quarter. Deshaun Taylor putting on a show for the Canterbury Rams.
McDowell's got to be happy with where they're at defensively here. They're only giving up 22 points in nearly 13 minutes of action. And, hopefully on track to hold the Hawks in that 60-70 point range.
Rambo giving out treats in the background as the Hawks talk it over. Kane Hukianga said to me before the game, pretty happy with our offense. Put 109 points on the Giants last night, but gave up 112. Just said it's defensive frailties that they need to work on. So far in this one, still a bit more work to do.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they've got some key guys coming in. Jared Kenny's an all-league defender. They have some size with Jordan Hunter and Jordan Natai. Jordan Hunt and Jordan Hunter.
Jordan Hunt. There's a confusion.
Hunter. Yeah, sorry. That'll be interesting at practice. McDonough does a really great job of running a deep rotation, getting some of these young guys into the game. Like Jack Exeter's played some good minutes and is getting rewarded here.
Mason Whittaker
into the game. Zach Hannon's had some minutes. A lot of coaches at the professional level will tend to shorten their rotation because they're trying to keep their job and they're really worried about wins and losses. And
beautiful pass from Rokawa to Vague.
Beautiful. But yeah, Mick does an amazing job of getting 10, sometimes even 11 or 12 guys into the game, but still keeping that continuity. And
Quintin Bailey wide open in the corner, can't get the 3 to go. Rebounded by Hiram Harris, who's had a quiet game so far. Rokawa, back to Harris. 3-ball goes up from Hiram off the back iron. Whittaker with the board.
I'm a huge Hiram Harris fan. Just feel like he's probably a really consistent 3-point standstill shot and maybe slightly better free throw shooting away from being a 10-year tall black, a staple in the Australian NBL. So versatile, but yeah, sure. Got to put the time and effort in the gym and keep working on that skill package with something that can be learnt to add to his incredible court vision and his rebounding. And I know he's going to get there. Certainly improving every time we see him play.
Certainly working hard on his outside shot as well, is Hiram. As Mason Whitaker made a 3-ball then. Good settler for young Mason. 13-point lead for the Rams.
What size Mason Whitaker's shoes are, but they look like Shaquille O'Neal might have given them to him. He's a big kid, about 6'9", 6'10", and versatile.
Here's Singler sizing up Hiram Harris. Harris with the steal. Got Jansen to his right. Just loses the handle, so good passing though from the Hawks. And Reese Vague down low going up on Quintin Bailey with a running hook. Rebounded by Jono Jansen. And Devondre Walker won't hesitate to put that 3-ball up and then drain it.
Shout out to Cliffy Bush. He told us he was going to make some threes tonight. Certainly a pure looking stroke. That thing comes off beautifully, and nice backspin rotation.
Singler and Bailey just a little out of sync on that one. And the worrying thing, well, not worrying I should say, but the thing will be in Mick Downer's mind is when you've got a team as offensively talented as this Hawks side, no lead is safe.
Yeah, a couple of good defensive stands here from the Hawke's Bay. Feel like there might be starting to be a little momentum shift here. And the Rams still up 10. If he knocks that down, there we go.
Rattles it in, back-to-back trays, and there's the timeout from Mick Downer as Devondre Walker starts to feel it from deep.
Haven't seen the mix-up of, the half-court and full-court pressure that we've seen from Mick Downer. I haven't seen that in previous games. So maybe with Jack Sold out of the game, he's looking to mix things up a little bit. The problem with that at a high level is in the transition from getting into those half-court, back into half-court defense, sometimes hard to find matchups, and you've just left the guy open who's just made a 3 on the previous possession. So it's, probably one of the worst things you can do defensively.
As Ethan Raspatch leads the Hawks timeout. Pete Van Hasser on the left of your screen there, the New Zealand 3x3 head coach.
Pete's a legend in these parts. Everyone loves him. He's a guy we actually went to high school together, and
nice.
He just has always loved the game. He refereed. He's made himself into an outstanding coach. Taken trips to America and watched all sorts of great college programs, and is actually a senior lecturer in the University of Canterbury in sports coaching here. And you'll hardly find a person in all of Canterbury basketball could say a foul word about Pete. He's just a great guy, and always giving of himself, and whatever team he's involved with, he's doing whatever he can to help them. He helped me coach the Canterbury under-23 team a couple of times and would stay up till 3 o'clock in the morning doing performance analysis, and just so committed to the team. Just a great guy.
Now he'll be looking forward to the 3x3 Shet Cup later this year in Invercargill. Great showcase that format of the game.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool opportunity to be head coach in a new format of the game, and great block by Hiram Harris there right at the rim. There's that versatility we're talking about, a raise and certain 2 for Mason Whitaker.
Foul there on Quintin Bailey. It's a little too physical with Reese Vague.
Shout out to the Pioneer Basketball Club in Christchurch, who run an amazing program, and particularly Paula Wilkinson, who's a real legend in these parts. And Hamish Dale started as refereeing there as a 10 or 12-year-old, I think, and came through the ranks, and now is an established NBL referee.
Deshaun Taylor with defense from Jerome Rokawa. But the long rebound goes to Mason Whitaker. Drops it inside to Quintin Bailey. Swatted away by Jono Jansen. I don't think Bailey saw him there. And here's Jansen the other end. Reese Vague spinning, not finishing. And it will be Hawke's Bay ball off the arm of Mason Whitaker.
Just a little bit of inexperience from Whitaker there defensively. He played well, bodied up, and then just didn't quite manage to make the box out and grab that rebound, which should have been his. Good defense, kept his arms high, didn't foul.
Whitaker takes the seat. Ben Constable comes in, and Rokawa heads to the bench for Ethan Raspatch. So this battle between Raspatch and Deshaun Taylor will continue as Devondre Walker drains another 3.
3 in a row for Devondre Walker, making a big statement.
And like that, a 12-point game has become a 4-point game. Just over 4 minutes to go in the second quarter. EJ Singler looking to fire back with 3 of his own. That's off the back line. He'll get his own rebound though. Quintin Bailey for 3. That, I think, was touched in the air. Ben Constable tries to punch it in.
Not sure Constable realised that there was a little bit of a deflection there. He probably should have let it go out of bounds.
I think that'll be charged as a John O'Jansen block.
Hawke's Bay with maybe 4 blocks in the last 6 possessions. Sort of up the intensity on defence and have erased a couple of easy baskets. There he goes again.
And down it goes again for Devondrick Walker. 1 point game, just like that. And Walker has 13.
Rams are starting to lose their flow here a little bit on offence.
Taylor drives, good defence from Hiram Harris. Constable though, great rebound. Singler for 3. That goes down.
That's why Ben Constable's on the court. Comes up with a loose ball rebound, tips it out. It's a play that probably won't show up too much on the box score, but creates a 3 for the best shooter on his team.
And that one is an offensive foul. No flock warning this time for Deshaun Taylor, who's just clutching his
2 offensive fouls
buttocks.
for Hiram Harris in this.
No, yes. No other way of putting it. I was trying to think of a better way of putting it, but that's what he was clutching.
Yeah, 2 offensive fouls for Hiram Harris in this first half. Should be a little bit careful trying to get past people. Yeah, a bit of a coach killer for the Rams. When Devondrick hits that first 3 and then finds a second one in transition when they're coming out of their press, and now he's come off a curl where Sam Smith just wasn't quite able to stay attached to his hip out of the out-of-bounds play, and then once again is left open. You know, when you're a coach, you pull your hair out. I'm like, leave anyone else open, but don't leave the guy open. He's just made 3 in a row.
Taylor gets Jansen up in the air. Fires it over to Sam Smith. Here's Constable. Probing on baseline and finishing. Ben Constable for 2.
Smart play from Constable, the big up fake there. Got the shot blocker off his feet, cleared a bit of space with his shoulders and went up strong.
Walker. Great pass into Reece Bay, who did everything but put it in the hoop. Here's Deshaun Taylor sizing up Reece Bay, goes right around and drops it off to Constable. Beautiful play from the point guard for the Canterbury Rams.
That last possession for the Bay, you see the foul on Ben Constable there in the backcourt.
Just his first of this contest.
You see the value of shooting in the modern game of basketball. You see it with players like Dame Lillard and Steph Curry. With Devondre made 4 threes in a row, so Quintin Bailey had to show hard on the on-ball, which left Reece Vague dive into the hoop. Nice pass, got himself a good shot at the rim. That great shooting that creates that space for the guy diving to the rim.
Step back 3 from Walker. How much is he feeling it? That much.
Wow, he is rolling. Someone get a bucket of water.
16 points. Well, he might not need it with the rain in Christchurch tonight. Push him out the door. There's Bailey finding Singler. Quintin Bailey turns down the 3. Drives inside, up with the right hand. Rebounded by Reece Vague.
Bayhawks certainly getting beaten off the dribble in a straight line a lot. And shore up that one-on-one individual defence if they're not going to be continue to get broken down on defence.
7 on the shot clock as Hiram Harris is fouled on the floor. Basket won't count. Everard Bartlett checks in for the Hawks. Reece Vague takes a seat.
The older among us will remember that Everard Bartlett once won an Australian NBL dunk competition.
Yes, that's right.
Not sure he can even dunk on the warm-ups now, but I'm sure he'll tell me he can. But Everard was freakishly athletic when he was young. Now has refined his game to become more of a 3-point threat and good passer and leader.
Spent some time with the Perth Wildcats as well. Pretty good organisation to spend some time with.
Yeah, an amazing organisation. One of the most incredible records in professional sports in this part of the world. I think they've been in the playoffs something like 25 years in a row.
I believe it's 36.
Is it?
Yeah.
36, there you go. That's absolutely incredible, isn't it?
It's phenomenal.
Rivaling the Crusaders with the consistency of excellence.
Taylor, 3 ball. Tackles entwined. Deshaun Taylor And that'll settle this Rams crowd. Devondre Walker wants it. Devondre Walker gets it.
Get a hand up.
Singler in front of him. Does well to disrupt the drive. So here's Hiram Harris. Trying to find a bit of space. There's a wild pass that was plucked out of the air by Mason Whitaker in the end. And here's Singler in transition. Another block for Jono Jansen. And he goes firing into a table. A few beers go flying on that occasion.
Jono Jansen maybe 4 shot blocks on the first half. Outstanding effort on defense.
Here's Taylor with Walker on him. Wants to run at his fellow American. Jansen comes to help. 2 on the shot clock. Mid-range, a floater, high off the glass, and down it goes. Unorthodox, but it worked.
Yep. That's got about a 10% chance of going in, that one. Throw up a prayer as soon as you let it go. What a great finish.
5 seconds to go in this first half of action. Hiram Harris drives bullishly down the lane. Everything but the finish for Hiram. And that's the first half of action in the books at Cal Stadium. It's the first half that belongs to the Canterbury Rams. They lead 49-41 over the Hawke's Bay Hawks.
Hiram Harris and Devondre Walker having an animated discussion about what happened on that last possession. You love to see the passion from players talking with intensity to each other, but in a great way, trying to get better for the next possession.
Kane Hokianga and McDonough will talk to their teams at halftime. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back to look through some of the stats from the first half of action here on the home of sport, Sky Sport. Welcome back to Cal Stadium here in Christchurch. where the Canterbury Rams lead the Hawke's Bay Hawks 49-41 at half-time. Hugh Bainton here alongside former Hawk and former Ram, Dave Langrell, and Dave will look through the tail of the tape for the first half of action, and really it's 3 of the 4 imports who are leading the way scoring-wise. Deshaun Taylor 17 for the Rams, Devondre Walker 16 for the Hawks, and he's kept this game close after it looked like the Rams were going to start pulling away with it, and EJ Singlet with 14.
Yeah, Devondre Walker single-handedly kept the Bay in the game there, 5 straight triples. His release looks pure, and he's also a great athlete and interesting. He's got 15 out of the 16 from the three-point line. I'd like to see him attack now that obviously defense are going to have to get up on him and attack the rim. But yeah, Deshaun and EJ started great, and Deshaun's mixed it up and scored in a variety of ways. Probably for the Bay, Hiram Harris and Ethan Rusbatch both had quiet first half, only 4 and 5 shot attempts respectively. A little bit, a couple of offensive fouls for Hiram, so probably be looking for those guys to get going in a usual game. You'd expect them to have 12 to 15, maybe even 18 shots, so they need to find the ball.
Jono Jansen's been a good presence inside for the Hawks. This has 2 blocks. They might be doing him a disservice there. I think he might have a couple more.
I feel like he's got 4 or 5, yeah, a couple of great defensive stands from him.
And in terms of the rebounding battle, it's Canterbury who lead it by 6 at the moment. It tends to be a fairly good indication of how a game's going in the rebounding battle.
Yeah, when I'm coaching, I'm always, just stressing rebounding is so critical because it's the most aggressive part of the game in basketball, and people who are great rebounders are tough, they're uncompromising, and often the team that wins the rebounding wins games. Pat Riley, the great Lakers coach and Miami GM, has always used to have that saying, no rebounds, no rings. And right now the Rams have got a little bit of a lead, 24-18 on the glass, and considering Jack Sock's not out there, it's pretty impressive. I've been impressed with Quintin Bailey and Alex Talma. I thought the young guy Mason Whitaker came in, got a couple of scrappy loose ball rebounds. Ben Constable, obviously that's what he does. He gets loose ball rebounds and came up with that big deflection back to EJ at a critical moment, hit a 3, which sort of broke that little run from Hawke's Bay.
So if you're Kane Hookiyanga, how do you get Ethan Rusbatch and Hiram Harris more involved? I mean, it seems like the Rams are collapsing every time. Last night, they've obviously, McDonald's watched the game last night where Hiram kind of had his way just driving at the hoop against the Nelson Giants, so they're collapsing on him. But how do you get the likes of Ethan Rusbatch more involved? He took 4 early 3-pointers, missed them all before he finally got a shot to drop. Is it just a confidence thing with Ethan? Keep shooting?
Interesting. I mean, the Bay hasn't really got anything in transition, which is where Hiram does his best work, attacking when the defense isn't set and getting into a paint and finishing and dishing it off. So the Rams have done a pretty good job of controlling the tempo. You do that by rebounding, obviously controlling possession. And they've also mixed up their defense a bit, which I've been a little bit surprised to see, but I want to feel like 25-30% of the time they've put some sort of token half-court pressure and dropped into a 2-3 zone. On the negative side, they've left Devondre open a couple of times. He's knocked in some threes, but on the positive side, I don't feel like the Hawks are really in rhythm offensively. So I guess the Hawke's Bay will have to, it's something that's difficult to work out on the run as a coach. But hopefully they've prepared and they've got some quick hitters against zone to find their shooters. Maybe some flare screen action or something where you get some, some sort of actions where you can find your shooters, get 2 feet in the paint, find Ethan and try and get them going. So we'll see how they go in the second half.
Well, the players making their way back onto the court to get warmed up ahead of the second half. We'll take a quick break and we're back with the third quarter of action here from Cal Stadium, where the Rams lead the Hawks 49-41. Welcome back to Cal Stadium. Third quarter of action, just a couple of minutes away. The team's round on court. Still a bit of towel work being done. So recap the story of the weekend here in Christchurch. Heavy rain, and some of it penetrating through the roof here at Cal Stadium. But the team here at the Rams have done a fantastic job to get this game off the ground. Shifted the court a couple of metres to avoid some of the wet spots. And a constant army of towelers on call, keeping it safe for our players to do.
Reece Vague had to switch on to him on the on-ball screen, and Vegas obviously a little bit upright and a tall player, and gave him that quick hesitation, got his shoulder pass and got to the rim for an M1.
All right, Deshaun Taylor at the line.
Tough in the modern game for a stretch four type guy like Reece Vague, who comes out and has to guard super quick, fast point guards and on-ball screening action.
Apologies for a few technical difficulties we're having here at Cal Stadium. But I hope you can hear and see us now. 52-43, the Rams lead the Hawks. As the Rokawa looks inside to Reese Vague. They've gone to that action twice to start this third quarter, the Hawks, and Reese Vague will go the line to shoot two.
Yeah, two nice finds from Dorone. Drew the double team on the on ball and found the guy rolling to the rim. Tough for Talma, a couple of quick fouls, he's frustrated.
4 fouls on Alex Talma. We've seen that be a ploy from opposition teams against the Rams in this season already. Get some of their bigs in foul trouble.
It's a tough one for Alex there because he's the helper on the roll. He's not guarding the rolling player to the hoop, but he's just a little bit slow to get his body and got on the side and got a couple of blocking fouls. It's tough because you don't want to leave the guy you're shooting and you're guarding in the corner wide open either.
Here's EJ Singler, who was hot early to start this one. 3 balls off. Another rebound for Reese Vague. He's playing with a renewed energy. As I said that, he almost lost the ball, but it does make its way to Ethan Rusbatch. Here's Vague. Spins baseline. Hands it off to Hiram Harris. Again, the Rams collapse on Harris. Skips through the lane. Everything but the finish, and then he puts back his own rebound. Hiram Harris sticking with it.
Great second effort from Hiram there. Missed a little chippy at the rim, but bounced back off the floor quickly before the defender could get up. And
Constable's 3 is off. Rokawa, the smallest man on the court, comes down with the board. And leaves the ball behind though, and EJ Singler picks it up. He goes to work, spinning on Vague. Vague with a good hand. Over-aggressive rebound from Hiram Harris. He's called for a foul. His third personal early in the third quarter. And Jono Jansen comes right off the bench as Hiram Harris untucks his jersey and makes his way to the pine.
That's a tough call there for Hiram. Just Deshaun Taylor in there mixing it up with 3 big guys and somehow draws a defensive rebounding foul on Hiram Harris.
Big offensive board from Quintin Bailey and another one from Sam Smith. So Rams getting a third chance opportunity. Jono Jansen goes flying to the floor. Deshaun Taylor drills the mid-ranger. Reese Vague drops it over to Jono Jansen. 54-47, the Rams lead. Jansen's double teamed, and that'll be Hawks ball.
Perfect example why Deshaun Taylor was all Pac-12 first team defense there. So quick on his feet and quick hands. As soon as Jono Jansen was looking to put that to the floor on the post, you could see him thinking, I'm going to double down and steal this.
Jack Exley comes into the game for Quintin Bailey. I believe Jack Exley is another one out of Cashmere High, is he?
He is a North Canterbury product, played at Rangiora High School.
Oh, Rangiora, that's right.
He played 1 year at Christchurch Boys High School, I think in his year 13 season, but most of his basketball has been played in North Canterbury, and it's a real hotbed of basketball down here, a smaller region to the north of Canterbury. It's just been a history of great coaches there, guys like Phil Burns and Peter McAllister and Clinton Olsen and loads of other great people. And
well, Devondre Walker might feel a little aggrieved there. In fact, I can tell you he does feel a little aggrieved there, as it looks like Sam Smith might have just lost his footing. Walker's been charged with the foul, and that's his third foul.
I saw a great photo after the game last week. There's actually 4 young guys on the Rams team who have come through the North Canterbury program. Jack Exeter, Mason Whitaker, Ben Hall, and I can't think of the 4th one off the top of my head, but certainly a great program they got going there.
Reese Vague almost with the steal. Go out of bounds, Rams ball. Similar picture you reminded me of, Dave, from last night at the Hawks game against the Giants game. I believe there was 5 former Waimea College pupils playing for the Giants, and the PE department was there watching.
That's cool.
Posed for a photo out on the centre of the court after the game. Oh, a friendly fire there as Deshaun Taylor runs into EJ Singler. Singler came off the best, and he fires a deep 3 that gets absolutely nothing but almost our cameraman.
If someone's going to shoot a deep triple on this Rams team, an early deep triple, if I'm the coach, I'm pretty happy if it's EJ Singler. The guy's a great shooter, and I don't think Mick wouldn't be loving the air ball, but I don't think he would be too upset about the intent there.
Former,
he really wants EJ to be aggressive looking for a shot.
Former G League three-point shootout champion, EJ Singlet. Brokawa stepping through, throwing up a wild pass to Rusbatch, who catches and shoots, and he gets it to go. Ethan Rusbatch.
Ethan Rusbatch only needs to see it go through the hoop one time to feel like he's hot. Keep an eye on him here. That was a tough make on the quick pull-up three.
Bruce May getting up close and personal with one of the Moppets, sliding for the ball.
It's coming back to that point before, like the game of basketball is growing exponentially in New Zealand, which is amazing. I think something like 5% growth for 7 straight years. You know, and my own kids have just started playing under 13 basketball in Christchurch, and North Canterbury has 7 under 13 boys teams in the competition. Wow. It's just incredible, 70 kids playing at that level. So just big ups to the administrators and the development officers there getting kids playing. It's amazing.
Check X to that, just fired that ball straight out of bounds.
Yeah,
almost as quickly as McDonough got up off the bench after it happened.
McDonough fancies himself as a shooter, thought he was open there.
Rusbatch trying to get open. And why not, having just made it. Deshaun Taylor has solved that foul like
totally
an absolute champion.
That, yep.
And Reece Vague has been charged with an illegal screen.
If I was a performance analysis of referees in this game, I'd be showing them a few head throwbacks. There's probably been 6 or 7. I think they've called fouls on 6 of them. Paul Hanare was a master of it when he came off the high on-ball screen. Throw the head back, run into the big guy's legs. Most of the time the ref calls a foul for you.
Paulie's back in New Zealand, might be watching this game, so keep an eye on your phone.
Yeah.
As EJ Singlet's fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2.
James Harden, the master of that in the NBA, just the ability to sell that foul to the referee. You put them in you create contact, and the defense is in a compromised position. If they have much choice but to call something. I felt like Reece Vague was pretty straight up and down and set on that screening position there.
That was more than just the head sell, that was the full body,
yep.
the full body
Compulsion.
sell from Deshaun Taylor.
Yep.
Meanwhile, EJ Slinger at the line. It's a 4-point game as we approach the midway point of this third quarter. And misses his first as EJ.
Some extended minutes for Ben Constable here with Alex Talmer in a little bit of foul trouble.
And this is both EJ Singler. He gets his own rebound and Constable cleans up the mess. There's been a scrappy start to the third quarter, Dave, from both teams, really.
Yeah.
Derek Albertson gets ready to check into the game. Jordan Brokawa just hasn't had the handle that he normally has in the second half, and that's an 8-second violation on the Hawks.
Yeah. Doesn't make you wonder about the damp conditions or maybe that ball being a little bit new, because I can't remember ever seeing Derone turn it over in the backcourt, and 3 times he's fully lost the handle here, which is unusual. He's shaking his head and looking at the bench.
Recovering from that calf injury, of course, that, as everyone says, calf injuries can hang around a bit. Could be playing on his mind, but he shook off the bench there and said he's okay. Just past Constable, Singler. Down to Taylor, the floater goes as well. Nice basketball from the Canterbury Rams. They lead by 8 now. Here's Rusbatch in transition, driving. He's fouled by Albertson. And Ethan Rusbatch will go to the line to shoot 2.
Great moment there, Ethan Rusbatch and Derek Albertson, teammates in Christchurch with Canterbury under 23 team that I coached, and great friends off the court. Derek grew up in Taranaki and played at New Plymouth Boys, and eventually came down to Christchurch as a personal trainer in Christchurch. Club stalwart of the Atami, one of the best players for the Atami, a very successful club team in Christchurch, along with Ben Williams, his teammate.
And another muscle-bound Canterbury Ram as well. One of a few who spent a bit of time in the gym.
He's another strong human. When you're a PT, you shouldn't need much motivation from the fitness trainer to go to the gym and work out, should you?
That's true. 58-50. The Rams lead the Hawks here. Timeout halfway through the third quarter. Deshaun Taylor leads the way, leading all scorers at 24 points. Devondre Walker has 16. 16 that felt like they came in pretty quick succession in that second quarter.
Yeah, Deshaun Taylor really has been impressive in this game so far. He's on track for a potential 40-point game here if he keeps rolling. He's scored in a variety of ways, got to the rim on big guys have hedged on balls, and he's hit a couple of threes. He's hit his rhythm step back threes. Really nice touch on the drop off pass there on a little floater. Got to the foul line, really mixed it up, and he's playing a great game today.
Alex Tama has 4 fouls. Quintin Bailey 3. The other 2 in foul trouble for the Rams. For the Hawks, Reece Fate, Devondre Walker and Hiram Harris all have 3 fouls. So something that'll be rolling around Kane Hokianga's mind midway through this third quarter.
You'd have to say that the Rams appear probably a little bit deeper.
9 players travelled with the Hawks, but 2 of them, Jacob Murphy and Gerald Jones, not getting too many minutes in season 2021.
Disappointed not to see Cliffy Bush Jr. down here, having played with his father, who's a legend in Christchurch circles, and anyone who played him loved Cliffy Bush Sr. He's played with him. He's just a great guy and a great teammate.
Anyone who's commentated with him loves him as well, I may add, is pass check from Derek Albertson, gets his own rebound, sticks with it. Derek Albertson for 2.
Great stick-to-itiveness there from Derek. Got the offensive rebound.
That word is making its way around this league, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a Casey Frankism.
It is. Rusbach pull up from mid-range, trying to get himself going. And that one drops for Ethan Rusbach.
I've got the long hair and the facial hair like Casey. I just don't have his hops. That's the only way.
I'm not sure he does anymore, as Taylor's 3 ball is off. And it's not the most classical shooting stroke, is it? Deshaun Taylor's.
I was looking at his stats in college, and he shot close to 40% from three for 4 straight years, but the shot certainly doesn't look like a pure shooter, like watching an EJ Singler let it go or Devondre Walker, but he's, the stats.
Ethan Rusbach.
And one.
With a 4-point play, and really, that was just a heave.
Yeah, not much going on late in the shot clock.
Jack Exeter on him. Just heaves it up.
Surely that foul was before the shot, wasn't it? But he'll
Like
take it.
Potentially it was, but he'll go the line to shoot 1 and bring his team within 3.
Yeah, there's a big body of evidence when you've got 4 years of a college career shooting 40% from 3 that says that the shot might not look perfect, but it goes in. And he shoots the ball with a lot of confidence, which is great.
Here he is, Deshaun Taylor. Gliding through the lane, swatted off the rim by Reece Vague. Albertson stops on a 9 and fires it back to Exeter. He can shoot, but that one doesn't drop. Rebounded by Vague.
Tough break for Jack Exeter and him out there.
6 rebounds for Vague in this one. Here's Ethan Rusbach. Driving this time, taking the contacts. Everything but the finish. He'll go the line to shoot 2.
Definitely been an Ethan Rusbach sighting in these last 3 minutes, hasn't there?
He is trying to impose his will on this game.
Interestingly, Ben Constable was, I think, 1 or 2 years ahead of Ethan Rusbach at Kashmir High. They played together. But obviously, with Ben being overseas for 10 years, it's pretty interesting. They're coming back together now. And Ethan's older brother, Bede Masters, was on the Rams for several years. A great player here in Christchurch as well, as on some of those teams. So shout out to Oded Nathan and Jamie Hall and Ben Sheet, who have run a great program at Kashmir High in the last 10-15 years.
Quintin Bailey checks back in. Canterbury basketball surely is in great shape at the moment.
That Kashmir High team 2 years ago, I think they finished 4th at Nationals, and they had one of the largest high school teams I've ever seen in New Zealand. They had 5 guys over 6'7" on their team.
Wow.
Highlighted by, his name escapes me right now, Tom Webley.
Tom Webley, who was fantastic at the Showdown, playing at Hartford.
Amazing as an 18-year-old last year and playing at Hartford. Started some games as a freshman at Hartford this year at D1 level.
Timeout called by Mick Downer. Wants to talk things through. They have seen a 12-point lead become a 2-point lead, the Canterbury Rams.
It's becoming a great game, isn't it?
As the Hawks just disrupting the Rams on the defensive end, and Ethan Rusbach imposing his will at the offensive end. He's rushed to 14 points, had 3 at the half.
Love to see Daron Walcaro jumping off the bench there. He's on the bench currently, and first guy out, he's jumping up and down, excited for his teammate Ethan, who's starting to get it going. The kind of leadership and brings that kind of ebullient personality to the game. He's always up, he's always pumped for his teammates, he's waving the towel on the bench even when things aren't particularly going his way.
Right now they've got Hiram Harris on the bench with 3 fouls. Cutting a frustrated figure in this one. There's Hiram after a big game last night. The Rams have kept him quiet so far.
Nothing worse than foul trouble as a player, is that you just don't ever feel like you're quite in the flow. Just getting in the mix and you pick up your third and then you're sitting again and coach is trying to save you for the 4th quarter. Just itching to get out there, so look for Hiram to come out and be a big factor late in this third, maybe early in the 4th quarter. See, they've taken a point off up there. It seems to be 60-57, is that right?
60-57 is the score. Rams lead the Hawks. Well, Kane Hokianga is just asking the question where that point has gone. And Hamish Dale is inquiring with the score bench.
How good is Kane Hokianga's moustache?
Oh, it's fantastic.
That's Magnum PI level, isn't it? Outstanding.
Stylish looking man is Kane.
Yep.
The point has been put back on. 60-58. Spotting from the head coach of the Hawke's Bay Hawks. So no out-and-out point guard out there for the Hawke's Bay Hawks. Everard Bartlett brings the ball up, tosses it up to Jensen. Here's Rusbatch, open in the corner, 3-ball off the front iron, gets his own rebound, drives in, gets his own rebound again, and he gets it to go, Ethan Rusbatch.
Great tip.
$60 points apiece. The Hawks, a definite uptick in energy in the second half. Constable out to Albertson. Rusbatch with the foul as he went to the interception. Apologises to his old mate.
Smacks him on the side of the head and he hits him with a high five. Unfortunate loose ball foul there. Thought he, his eyes lit up, thought he had a cross-court steal there for a big dunk in his own hometown.
Well, we saw a fast break dunk from Ethan Rusbatch in the 2019 Grand Final over Thomas Abercrombie.
Yes,
of course, it was Thomas Abercrombie who'd had the last laugh with a huge second half to lead the Saints to another title.
Yeah, EJ Single played for Hawke's Bay in that game, didn't he?
Certainly did. That was a great run to the final for then the Zico Coronel-led Hawks, now the Zico Coronel-led Saints, who remain unbeaten in 2021. With Jono Jensen stepping to his right hand and finishing over Constable. Smart move down low by Jensen. 62 apiece. We've got ourselves a ball game with 2 minutes to go in this third quarter.
Beautiful drop step there from Jono Jensen. You put a video of that on the textbook. One dribble middle, beautiful drop step. Got his inside shoulder into the chest of the defender and a lovely touch over the top.
Quintin Bailey down low. Drops it down but to the wrong player, straight to Jono Jensen, looking for being Constable. Reese Vague looking to hand off to Rusbatch. Rusbatch looking for any excuse to pull the trigger right now. Great pass to Vague and a nice finish. Vague and Rusbatch combining beautifully there.
Reese Vague is doing a great job. He hasn't been a huge offensive threat in this game, but he's just done a great job as a link guy on the offense, setting those on-ball screens and handoffs and rolling hard to the rim. We know he can shoot that 3, but he hasn't had too many opportunities yet, but just staying in the flow for his team. And
Sean Tanner just shook off Devondre Walker at the 3-point line. Rusbatch showed some good defense. Alverson's mid-range doesn't go. Jensen with the rebound. Here's Devondre Walker with a bit of space. Pulls up in transition. 3-ball. Doesn't go. Both these teams stuck on 62 for a fair while here. Under a minute to go in the third quarter. The Rams trying to find a bit of flow at the offensive end. Constable, 3 from the wing. Doesn't go. Walker comes down with the ball. A 5-second differential between shot clock and game clock. And Devondre Walker wants to use every second of the shot clock, of which there are 8 right now. Here's Jensen. Fires it across to Bartlett. vague, trying to find some open space for three off the back iron. And will the Rams get a shot up? It's going to be Deshaun Taylor from bang on half court. 3/4 of action in the books here, and it's the Hawke's Bay Hawks who have wrestled back a bit of momentum. They've won that quarter 23 points to 13, and they lead 64-62 with a quarter to go here at Cal Stadium. We'll be back with that fourth quarter after a brief break here on Sky Sport.
There's a lot to be said about you Kiwis. You like breaking new ground? You're the best in your field? Stand up for what you believe in. But when it comes to pizza, you can't beat authenticity. Sal's Authentic New York Pizza.
Stadium. Welcome back to Cal Stadium, where the Hawke's Bay Hawks have a 2-point lead with a quarter to go here. Hugh Maynard here along with Dave Langrell, and Dave, a change of defensive mindset and also strategy from the Hawks. Saw them to a 23-13 third quarter.
Yeah, hats off to Coach Kane from Hawke's Bay. They changed things up, down to the half 49-41 and managed to hold the Rams to a 13-point quarter there. A significant switch, drop back into a 2-3 zone, and the Bay has great length on the court with Ethan Rusbatch and Jono Jansen and Reese Vague and Devondre Walker. They've got size and length, and the Rams just looked a little bit stunted in zone offense, and they end up forcing into shots with guys like Ben Constable and Derek Albertson taking late threes in the shot clock, and EJ Singler notably didn't score in that quarter and didn't get many good looks. So the Rams will, hopefully they've got a couple of quick hitters against the zone, but also get some quick ball movement inside-outside action. But without a really big primary target, passing is so significant in zone offense, and Rams probably don't have that guy who's that Dylan Boucher, Tony Ronaldson, guy in the middle of the zone who's going to pick you apart. Marcus Whippy was great at that when he was here. So it'll be really interesting to see. They're in the zone again right now. There we go, we got a high post touch.
Bailey they look for. Sam Smith back out there. Bailey goes to work down low, hands it off to Singler. I'm not sure if that pass was deliberate. An offensive foul is the call. Singler careering into Hiram Harris. Certainly not seeing the shooting percentages we saw last night from this Hawke's Bay side. Canterbury shooting just 39% from the field. Hawke's Bay 43 from three-point line. 26% for the Rams. 34 for the Hawks. Last night, the Hawks shot 63% from the field, 45 from beyond the arc.
Hiram would have been holding his breath when he went down there that he didn't pick up his fourth. Finally got a call going his way. Great job.
Rusbatch around the Harris screen. Rokawa in the corner. Free ball doesn't go. Rebounded by Constable. Singler fires out to Bailey. Gets it straight back. Bailey curling, driving, finishing. Quintin Bailey for two.
Looks like Hawke's Bay might be in a zone defense on when they score a basket and then man on a make. Interestingly, they went man there, and then the Rams got some good ball movement and a good take to the hoop. If I was Kane Hokianga right now, I'd probably be looking to stay in that zone as much as possible.
Walker pulls up from the free throw line. One bounce, two bounce, doesn't go. Deshaun Taylor finds EJ Singler. He drives. Constable with the rebound and the putback. Back-to-back buckets for the Rams. They now lead by two early in the fourth.
Ben Constable doing a great job on the glass. It's 2 sit-backs. I mean, he's got 6 boards. Doing a great job keeping possessions alive. And
Rusbatch, catch, shoot, drains it. Rusbatch for 3.
that's Ethan's game right there, catch and shoot. He made a name for himself in the league doing that.
EJ Singler this time blocked by Hiram Harris, and it's going to remain Rams ball. As Alex Talma checks in with 4 fouls to his name.
Funny moment there between Ethan and EJ. Ethan, Mr. Nice Guy, went to help him up, but EJ preferred the hand of his own teammate and gave him a cheeky grin.
Rusbatch has 19 points now.
Towel Girl just took a body check from Alex Talma there.
The last person you want to take a body check from in this league. Constable with a 2 nice inbounds pass from Deshaun Taylor.
That is a coach killer.
Constable goes down and gets straight back up, and then goes down again. As Rokawa goes right at him, I think Constable got what he wanted there, and things are getting a little bit interesting at mid-court. As Rokawa went for the step over. And both teams just going to be sent to their corners here, except either Rusbatch, who's going over there making a mischief of himself with the Rams. Heavy wiping needs to be done at half court. Started with a bit of contact between Constable and Rokawa. Yeah, started see a replay here. That was the bump. Then Rokawa gave him one properly. Constable claps him for getting the foul. The old Allen Iverson-esque step over Tyronn Lue from Rokawa to Constable.
Yeah. Ben Constable is playing the role of irritant, isn't he? It happened in the first minute of the game when he got tangled up on that rebound with Hiram, and he's irritating Jerome there, and then Jerome looked like Roger Tuivasa shit there for a moment and dropped the right shoulder in.
The referee's discussion there, Sean Cronin, Hamish Dale, Taylor Amundsen.
Ben Constable actually grabbed Jerome's foot there at the end of that, so I would expect a double technical.
Didn't enjoy the step over, did he?
Yeah. Ethan and Ben are close there, discussing what happened in the back of Year 11 maths class at Cashmere High, I'm sure.
Well, it's not the first time Ben Constable's been in the heart of something like this.
He is playing his role to perfection. I mean, that possession before there, that's a killer for Kane Hokianga. Based on out-of-bounds play, there wasn't even any screening action. He just put a strong body on someone, sealed someone, and straight up and scored a basket. It's you don't want to give that up in my under-13 grade, let alone the New Zealand NBL.
There is long discussion here between the 3 referees.
Important the referees get this right. It's a pretty critical stage of the game.
Absolutely.
I definitely feel like there should be some sort of double technical action there that doesn't favour each team.
We're just listening into Hamish Dale. So we had 2 fouls, one on Constable, one on Rokawa. Then we had a technical foul on Rokawa, then an unsportsmanlike foul on Constable.
That's a lot of fouls, isn't it?
That's a lot of fouls. And in the end, I guess they kind of cancel each other out.
Yes. Jerome shaking his head. He looks happy with the shakedown or whatever there.
Well, the irony is that Constable got what he wanted, which was the foul. And then if he hadn't grabbed Rokawa's leg, he's cancelled it all out again. What are you going to do? How could you be a coach, eh?
Yeah, the thing about the situation is, Ben Constable's played a great role today, but ultimately Jerome Walkawa is more significant to his team right now than Ben is to his team in terms of their roles on the team. So, yeah.
Although, there's 5 fouls on Ben Constable now, because that is his 4th and 5th foul.
He's out, is he?
Whereas that is number 1 and 2 on Daron Rokawa.
Okay, no, in the context, you're right. That's significant.
Sean Taylor makes the free throw. I'm not sure Ben Constable knows that yet, but the
Pete
score
Van
bench did.
Hassel is saying 4 very clearly to the bench.
Oh, it's been changed to 4 from the score bench. Devontae Walker misses the free throw. The crowd getting behind this because they all got a free slice of pizza with 2 missed free throws.
A little ironic there. He's barely missed from 3-point range all day and then gets a couple of freebies and hits the front rim on both.
Well, it's just a bit of discussion about if there's more free throws that need to be taken after all the fouls that were doled out.
Everyone's confused, aren't they? The refs look confused. Every player thinks he knows what's going on here.
The crowd are just happy they're getting a free slice of pizza from Sal's after 2 missed free throws from Devontae Walker. Hiram Harrison, EJ Singler are trying to solve the world's problems. Rambo doesn't care. He's having a great time, as Rambo always is.
Yep. No doubt he's 1,000 degrees inside that woolen suit, working on his dance moves.
Reece Fake comes in for Ethan Rusbatch.
8 minutes to go here, Hugh. You know, it's a tight game, 69-67. These kind of big breaks, we've actually been stopped now for 4 or 5 minutes, and often be a big momentum shift in a game. You know, stick together and make sure you get straight back into the things that you want, good actions, and get the ball to the right people. Be interesting to see who comes out of this on the right side of the ledger.
Smiles all round. Good way to settle, good way to calm things down. Have a huge break after a melee. It'll be Canterbury Rams ball as the Hawks settle into their zone defence. EJ Singler just wants one more clarification from referee Sean Cronin. And we're back underway. EJ Singler with the ball and a 2-point lead.
Ultimately, the washout there was the Rams got a point on the board and they got an extra possession. So
I think Constable finds himself on 4 fouls now. Here's Walker going at Constable. He steps out of bounds, thanks to Devontae Walker. Well, just a feeling, Dave, that there's a bit more to come in this game.
It's been a great game, very competitive. Yeah, a lot of tenacity from both teams. A couple of big runs.
The Hawks desperate not to go home 0-2 on this road trip. Sam Smith's 3 ball is off. Jono Jansen with the board, his 7th.
Come on, Sam Smith, I've been talking you up. You've got to knock down an open 3 for me.
Roko loses the handle again. Now it's Singler. Jansen with the block. Flies into the cameraman.
Jono Jansen needs to get the Dikembe Mutombo finger wave going. Spurry's got about 12 blocks in this game. Outstanding effort there getting back and erasing that layup.
Roko slips but regains his composure. Steps back. 3 ball. Front iron. Singler with the board. Spin from Deshaun Taylor, who's fouled by Jansen. And Taylor will go to the line to shoot 2 as Ethan Rusbatch comes back into the game. Now look at this spin move here from Taylor. Jansen just nudging him away from the basket.
Just notice Ethan Rusbatch checking into the game there. He's got a new tattoo on the back of his left thigh with his shorts slightly rolled up, a Fresh Prince tattoo.
Yeah, I can't keep up with Ethan's tattoos. Although, if you want to, EasyBatch12 on Instagram, because they're all there.
Wait till I tell my kids about that. They love the theme song of Fresh Prince. Been watching reruns on Netflix.
One of the greats. Good wholesome family comedy from Will Smith.
Top shelf. Ethan's actually got a little bit of a Fresh Prince theme going with those shoes and that headband today. A few bright colours, rainbow theme.
He normally has the nails done as well to various colours.
He's actually a multi-talented guy. He's the hairdresser for my children.
He's cut my hair before, has he? Yeah. When he was with the Breakers.
No wonder you're looking so good.
Down in Invercargill that was.
Yeah.
Rusbatch with the ball now. Trying to shake off Deshaun Taylor, who has the last laugh on that possession. And then the last say as well. He's been talking all game as Deshaun Taylor. Big screen from Talma. Taylor gets the rush match to bite, he gets it back. Nice pass from Singler. The ball movement is outstanding here from the Rams. Talma gets his own board. Sam Smith from the corner gets it to go. Smith for 3.
Sam Smith, can you keep shooting the ball for me, please?
First 3 points of the game for Sam Smith at a crucial time.
Great knockdown.
Reece Vague finds some space down low. Nice bind from Devondre Walker, and Vague finishes it off.
Great finish.
This has been a physical game of basketball. With a few corporate tables that have had a close visit from a player. There's another block for Jono Jensen there. Good defense from Jensen and Vague in tandem.
Really interesting tactically here that the base seems to have gone back to man. I think maybe because philosophically they're going man when the Rams score, or when they score they drop back to a man, but
Taylor bounces it off Hiram Harris's rump, and we're back underway. Sam Smith, fresh off a three-pointer, dishes it off to Singler's floater, doesn't go. Here is Hiram Harris. Walker sizes up Sam Smith, goes in and is fouled by him. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2, Devondre Walker.
I like the attitude there from Walker. He just put his shoulder down and was like, I'm getting to the rim, I'm going to get myself to the foul line. A nice, strong, aggressive move and stops the clock and gets himself a couple of freebies. It'll be really interesting to see what Kane Hokianga does here for this last 5 minutes after the success of that zone in the third quarter. Expect to see them put some sort of half-court pressure on here and then drop back to that 2-3.
Well, they've had 2 close wins this season. The Daron Rokawa buzzer beater against the Nelson Giants up in Napier.
Yeah, what a shot that was.
They survived a deep Marcel Jones 3-ball that would have tied it up on the buzzer in New Plymouth. And then last night, the Giants made their free throws. And Nick Tratham came up big and the Giants walked away with a win. So 2 close wins and 1 close loss for the Hawks so far this season. And this one looks like it's going to be a close one either way. 74-71, the Rams lead. 5 minutes to go. Singler drives up with his right hand. Can't get it to go. Vague and Jansen again combined for a rebound. Here's Rusbach, the other end of the court. Finishes through the contact. Ethan Rusbach with 21 now. Timeout called by Mick Downer and the Canterbury Rams. It's a 1-point game, under 5 to go. Which way is this one going to go, Dave Langrell? Can you pick it?
Hard to pick. I feel like Hawke's Bay's on a little bit of a run here. Ethan Rusbach with only, 3 points at the half, and he's up to 21. He's getting out, got a couple of easy buckets in transition and hit a few threes. And yeah, it's really hard to pick. It's a tight contest.
You've got to say that Hawks will have, on paper, certainly the more offensive firepower. It doesn't always translate down the end of the game. They play some defense as well.
Don't want to dob you in here, mate, as a betting man, but you're telling me before the game that you and Phil Jones have got an over-under going for a beer on
friendly
on Ethan
gentleman's
Rusbach
wager.
scoring 29. He needs 8 in the next 4.5 minutes. So what do you reckon? Is he going to get there?
I need him to get 30.
No,
so he needs 9.
Okay.
He needs 9. Certainly down on the ledger with Phil Jones in 2021, that's for sure. Combination of misplaced golf course bets as well. He's the hard man. He'll come chasing you for his beer. Both teams desperate for a win in this one. The Hawks looking to avoid dropping back to 500.
That last possession, Hawke's Bay were in some sort of, looked like a match-up zone as opposed to a standard zone. So they're matching up with guys in their area. EJ Singlet's flashing in the middle of that zone.
Talma dropping his head, finding Sam Smith. That 3-ball was off. Jensen with another rebound. 8 for Jono Jensen in this one. Here's Rusbach, catch and shoot. Quintin Bailey with the big rebound.
That was a good shot for the Rams on the last possession, inside-outside action. And Sam Smith with a wide-open 3.
Here's Singler, tucks the ball under his arm. Another block for Jono Jensen.
Jono Jensen is having the defensive game of his life here. Does he have 10 points? Could be looking at a quadruple double.
He has 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 blocks officially. Although
he's got to have more than 5 blocks.
That could be revisited when the statisticians re-look over the game.
Helps to be a tall human in basketball.
Again, an easy, I was going to say an easy 2 points from the inbound. Quintin Bailey does eventually finish it off. The Rams keeping it simple in those baseline inbounds and being rewarded for it. Walker to Rusbach in the corner. Drives, foul by Bailey. So Ethan Rusbach will go to the line to shoot 2.
What a great crossover there. He was stuck between 2 guys, kind of the baseline acting as a third defender, and watch this. Stuck there and boom, crossover. Left Quintin Bailey standing and drew the foul on as he got a shoulder pass.
4th foul on Bailey.
One of the great things about being a shooter in the game of basketball is defenders have to come to you and it opens up lanes to drive. Ethan's knocked down 3 threes in the second half, which has opened up a couple of opportunities to get to the rim, and now he gets a couple of free throws.
And he makes his first.
I've often teased him about his free throw shooting technique with no dribble, which is quite unusual. Most players like to take a rhythm dribble because it's a similar process to shooting a basketball, but he's pretty accurate, so we won't hold it against him.
Makes them both this time. Talma fires it straight to Devondre Walker. Talma's on 4 fouls as Jensen drives at Smith. Great find from Walker. 2 points for Jono Jensen. Hawks up by 1, 77-76, 3.5 minutes to go. Taylor fires it out. Quintin Bailey for 3, too strong. Harris grabs that, quarterback pass out to Reese Vague, who just couldn't bring it in. Devondre Walker puts up a 3 ball anyway.
That was a travel.
And that's going to be Hawke's Bay ball as 3 players hit the deck after competing for the rebound AFL style.
That was a James Harden-esque travel there by Devondre Walker. Sorry. No, he'll take it.
Commitment down the stretch from Bailey, Taylor and Rusbach. Hawks ball. Floor just getting mopped up after 3 sweaty men have sat on it. They're looking for Devondre Walker. They find Sam Smith. Good defense from the Cantabrian.
Just watching this Rams zone offense. Can they get in the middle through pass or dribble penetration, and can they find...
Hiram Harris with the blindside block. And a steal half court from Jensen. Here come the Hawks. Vague throws it up for Walker. And that goes out of bounds. The Hawks Bay Hawks disagree. And now Sam Smith, Hiram Harris and Reese Vague are getting into it. We thought there might be a little bit extra in this game as we look at the replay here. That pass just a little bit off and called out of bounds. That heavily disagreed with by Reese Vague, but all settled down now.
Be nice if the guy with the ball just gave it to the referee so he didn't have to scrum every time. Yeah, watching this, I was about to say, watching this Rams zone offense, I really feel like when they get in the middle of the zone through pass or dribble penetration, they need to find Sam Smith and EJ Singler.
Nice. Bailey jumps up and throws it down with 2 hands.
There we go, the Bay stayed at home on the shooters, which created that high-low action. Good pass from Talma and great finish from Bailey.
Good patience shown by Alex Talma on that possession. Deshaun Taylor just steals the ball. We've got a foul on Devondre Walker. It's called unsportsmanlike. Deshaun Taylor just picking it out of Walker's hands up high and called unsportsmanlike purely because I guess in NBA parlance they called it a clear path foul. That's the reason it's called unsportsmanlike, because Deshaun Taylor had clear path to the hoop.
Mick Downer was certainly doing his best to talk Hamish Dale into that. So many little things in basketball that affect the team winning, and Quintin Bailey, just had a great dunk finish down there. He did strong tape, but then on this high on ball, I heard him screaming as he was coming up the court there to his teammates. Screen on the right. He's coming to make sure Deshaun knew there was a screen on his right shoulder. Just little things that help, and they end up, helping him cause a big steal, which leads to 2 free throws and possession. Huge play. Kevin Garnett-like on the talk on defence there.
Misses his second free throw though. The Rams lead by 2, and they'll
a hell
have
of a
possession.
basketball game, isn't it?
It has certainly become one.
So tight.
2 minutes 21 to go. 2-point game here at Cal Stadium.
We've just had a high-low action. If the Rams can get it in the high post again, be interesting to see if they stay at home in the shooters, or if we get it.
Sam Smith for 3 from the wing. Down it goes to Sam Smith, and the Rams lead by 5. What can this Hawke's Bay side pull out here in the final 2 minutes of action at Cal Stadium? Hiram Harris has the ball at half court. Drives inside, Euro step round Talma and a finish. Pretty basketball from Hiram Harris.
Step. That was beautiful. Slow drag Euro there. Mano Ginobili.
Singler to Taylor. Taylor's proven he's one for the big moment, but this time it's poked out by Rusbatch and the Hawks will go again. Hiram Harris again, the man with the ball in his hand. Talma with the help. Reese Vague, there's a bit of space in front of him. Jensen for 3. That doesn't go, rebounded by Talma.
Coach McDowner puts up the horn signal for some sort of set play action.
Just the second three-pointer Jono Jansen's taken this game. Bailey fires it out to Singler, who just about loses the handle. In fact, he does lose the handle, and that'll be Hawke's Bay, Hawks ball.
The nuances of being a great high post passer. Quintin caught it there in the high post, but never really looked at the basket or threw a ball fake, so the defender stayed at home on the wing. Squaring up, little ball fake to the middle, and he would have given EJ a little bit more time to catch that.
The Rams fans willing their team on the defensive end as Harris fires it out to Jansen. Rusbatch for 3. Off the back iron, and Singler comes down with it. Under a minute to go. The Rams lead by 3. Can they ice the game in this possession?
From Kane Hokianga, I'm pretty happy with that shot. Ethan with a good open 3 in the corner.
Taylor with a bailout pass to Singler. 6 on the shot clock. EJ Singler over to Sam Smith for 3. Doesn't go. Vague with another rebound. 30 seconds on the clock. They trail by 3. The Hawks. Harris driving. The layup finish is too strong. Bailey with the board. And the Rams foul. Deshaun Taylor trying to sell that he was shooting.
Oh, we've got to have a replay on that. That was genius.
Jono Jansen called for the foul.
He had a little epileptic fit there when just prior to getting fouled, didn't he?
Both
jumped about a metre in the air and threw his head back.
Both teams in the bonus anyway, so it was all in vain. As Taylor will go to the line to shoot 2.
Free throw shooting always critical at the end of the game. You're up 3. If you make even 1 out of 2, it becomes a 2-possession game, and that's pretty tough when there's only 19 seconds on the clock.
With 19 seconds on the clock, Dave, I think we can say pretty thankful we had this game, given just a few hours ago it looked like it wouldn't happen due to the weather in Christchurch and the issue with the roof here at Cal Stadium. Fantastic effort from all involved to get this game off the ground, and it has been a spectacle to watch.
Yeah, I'm certainly grateful to be in the commentary box with you. It's been fun.
It's been great to have you. Can Deshaun Taylor send the Rams fans home happy tonight? He misses that one, and Devondre Walker gets the rebound. 83-79. They need a shot, they need it quick. Is it this man, Ethan Rusbatch, to get the 3 ball to go? Not this time. Taylor with the board. Big foul. As he runs hard into Jono Jansen. Ethan Rusbatch frustrated with himself. He's had 2 good looks down the stretch of this game. As we see the replay here, I don't think there's anything in this from Jansen. Just ran into a forearm. Took his time to get up, did Deshaun Taylor, but he is up. And he has a chance to seal the win for the Canterbury Rams from the free throw line with 7.6 seconds to go. He has 29 points,
Those 2.
9 rebounds and 6 assists. Another fantastic game from Deshaun Taylor of the Canterbury Rams. Make that 30 points.
I think
He calls game.
taken 2 or 3 charges too. Yeah, defense is 50% of the game, and he's a great on-ball defender.
And perhaps not the turning point, but a real key point down the stretch was that steal at half court, and then the unsportsmanlike foul from Devondre Walker on Taylor as we have a timeout called by the Hawke's Bay Hawks. They find themselves in a 6-point hole with 7.6 seconds to go. A lifetime in basketball, Casey Frank would tell me. 7.6 seconds when you've got 3-point shooters, the likes of which the Hawke's Bay Hawks have.
I feel like with the Rams a little bit short-handed without Taylor Britt and Joe Cook-Green and Jack Salt. A couple of role players that have been pretty significant today. Ben Constable, and they're, like I said, in that kind of irritant role. I think maybe he's got 7 rebounds, including 2 or 3 stickbacks. And really mixed it up a bit. And then Sam Smith, stepping up when maybe EJ Singler struggled a little bit with a shot in the fourth quarter and hitting those 2 big threes where the Rams were kind of struggling against that zone. That really was significant. Him making those shots freed up that little high-low pass where Bailey had his dunk from Toma, and it's where role players play a significant role. You just do what you're good at and help the team.
10-7 for Quintin Bailey, 10-6 for Ben Constable.
Yeah, they've both played well.
EJ Singler had a fast start, but it's cooled off. But Deshaun Taylor said, don't worry, I'll look after it. 31-10 for Deshaun Taylor to go with 6 assists.
The Rams with a 51-41 advantage on the glass, 10 extra possessions too. It's been significant.
Certainly has. We mentioned at halftime how often the rebound battle can indicate the result, and that's an immediate turnover from the inbound, and that will do it. The Cows Stadium fans will go home happy as Deshaun Taylor, not for the first time this season, will put one in on the buzzer. And it's game over here at Cows Stadium. The Canterbury Rams have beaten the Hawke's Bay Hawks 87-79, and there's still just a little bit of afters in this one. It's been a feisty game throughout. The Hawks, I think, taking umbrage with Deshaun Taylor's layup on the buzzer. But it's all handshakes and cuddles now. And what a game of basketball we've seen here tonight. What a weekend of basketball we've seen in the South NBL. Some absolute blinders.
It was an amusing one to me. There seems to be this big thing in basketball in the last 5 or 10 years, an etiquette that you can't score if you're up 5 or 6 at the end of the game. And it was just a basketball play that Jono Jensen took a little bit of an exception to it. Obviously the game was over. He would have preferred that Deshaun Taylor had dribbled it out, but
well, no one cares if you're winning and the losing team does it.
No.
But when it's when you're losing and the winning team does it, it becomes an issue apparently.
The game finished like it started. It was feisty from get-go.
It certainly was, and it's a valuable win for the Canterbury Rams, who improved to 4-3 on the season. Rambo will go home happy. So both these teams now 4-3. And the middle of the table just getting even more congested here in the South NBL, presented by GJ Gardner Homes. Sharks, of course, are in action against the Jets today. I won't spoil any results for those that may have recorded it for later. But it's been another fantastic round of basketball in the South NBL. Finished off by the Canterbury Rams with an 87-79 win. So the Hawks, an 0-2 road trip, head back to the Bay.
Speaking from experience, there's nothing worse than 0-2 on a road trip, and you have to get on that flight and go home feeling sorry for yourself and turn up to practice on Monday and try and do it all again. You're always hoping to sneak at least one victory on the road, but I know they'll bounce back, and they've got some cavalry coming with the likes of Jared Kenny and Jordan Hunter. And
they head to the Stockyard.
Yeah.
They do next to take on the Franklin Bulls before they meet the Auckland Huskies back in Napier for the Canterbury Rams. Well, a real test of where they're at when they welcome the Wellington Saints to Cows Stadium next weekend in round 6.
Saints have been very impressive so far, haven't they? And Zico's really got them playing together, and Dion Prusa's been absolutely outstanding, hasn't he? And
a real MVP candidate so far, Dion Prusa, which is fantastic to see.
Yep.
As is Deshaun Taylor with 33 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists tonight. He led his team in all 3 categories. Ethan Rusbatch finished with 23, Devondre Walker with 18 points, Jensen with 9 rebounds. And it's the Canterbury Rams who finished with the all-important win, 87-79 from Dave Langrell, myself, Hugh Bainan, and the crew at the Sounds NBL and Sky Sport, we thank you for your time, and we'll do it all again on Thursday night, shall we, live on Sky Sport with the Sounds NBL.
Thanks for having me.